here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
Monumental Halognie, Biren, Honorable Minister Nongthombam, M.Y.A Sakangte, Kuna Souvenir, Kuna commemorate Monumental, Commemorate Kantai, Imphal
M.Y.A Golden Jubilee celebration idamata lengilaiba miyamu M.Y.A narba chief guest masamaguna ekoi M.Y.A na simbi langbiduna ladiba M.Y.A flag ekoi monument shown amadi flag chingkapinaba haina ningsingjari bông cô đúng không cô tôi là rằng cô bông bói và Masigi chief guest Minister IFCD and YAS Golden Unfolding guys matakta NCT가 시 우리나라 하나 인신들이 마탕다 에코이 아두가 Majorkhul Young M.Y.A ex-president Adim Golmai, Azang Longmai, Lungai Chung Golmai, Yimbolong Maring Mai, Gaitirung Kamson, Getaurong F Gangmai, Lalairong Pao Mai, Langsing Long Golmai, Mokoy Musu, Dais Matakta, Linkati Duna Pambina Ningsing Zay. Nungsijaraba kungi ahan thaubai pubiriba ahan lamansingsu dais mathakta kakhatpiduna phutham lawri charity foundation noza kasi ihan hanba oina opening song M.Y.A na sapigani ani subada ikoi miyam na letkatpiraga M.Y.A member M.Y.A One boy.
Hojik sepigadawa isa-isa opening song kasi ko'y akan opening ball ng mali. Samlot na mayamda isa-iki meaning mayamda papatsugin. M.Y.A chao na lehoro sinu, Hindu na lehoro sinu. M.Y.A nyam na chao na lehoro sinu. Lay Biren kun na Taisinaraga lay Biren Hazabatu Ubagong na Masaksu Honglak Kare M.Y.A yam na chao na lay sunu Hattaba Yang Tinaba Mayam do Hundong laga Pukni Manaba Wayan Kurat Lasi Amaga Musinari Puminda Hoisaw na Busu Leidre Yamsu Asikum Banuit Asi Pamnana Kaurang na Ngayrong Mi Yam Laba Miyam Tabi Resi Koi M.Y.A Young Association.
Vậy là ai mà đi đây là dân đủ hai người
I think we have the special women to present here.
Sẽ thực hiện được program làng lâu được cái riêng này là lâu rồi cả mình cái này Chairman M.Y.A Golden Jubilee Celebration.
1958, 2008, Jubilee, Majorkhul M.Y.A Day, Golden Jubilee, function asida, limbi raiba, kuding mampu taram na pok nonjana punjari yan han bada mingmoya panjara bada ekoi leba asigi sarkar paibiri ba N. Biren Singh, Honorable Minister IFCT, YAS, Government of Manipur, Siri Gaikhangam, Honorable MLA, President NPCCI, Siri D.D. Thaisi, Honorable Minister, D.D. District Council Hill, Veterinary, Animal Husbandry, Amasung, Loina na Majorkhul ki Golden Jubilee ki namakta club na Krishu lejer besu batul masama bibi rega lekai ki amasung unggang ki Singda ngamjaba club na baton bija bada matam kai thoga lapiri ba kuding nupu ai hana daram no ukeri amasung Kullasigi Hamnaiba Kumbu Kula Allaman Singh Laigro Singh M.Y.A Kuding Mat Majorkhul ki M.Y.A Day Golden Jubilee asi Kuding magna Shoji Gedra Haidana Yungi Matam Tawak Shuba Potpa Adobo Mataya Adu Hondoraga Lapidi Basibu Ekoina Club ki Medei Nahoibu Tram na Ukeri Yamna Sangna Welcome address Piba Yabani Lubu Nasi Ekoi Manda Hamiri Ba Ekoi State Kiwina Minister Ani Yaujere adagi party president yathang yaujare mokoi maya masina mathang oren wado wahi mga tara do her ki gado ni matam sanga chanki biyai jangabiya normotuna ai thagat wahi asi kentakna ai jeraga matang asida ai tension yage.
Thank you. People think that program se slight change ni aduna ekoi Majorkhul Young Association 1958 to 2008. It's a matter of great joy that Majorkhul Young Association M.Y.A is celebrating its Golden Jubilee this year, 2008. Having covered a journey of half a century, reckoning from the date of its formation on 21st June 1958. In fact, the M.Y.A was not founded as a new press organization. Hello. In fact, M.Y.A was not founded as a new and fresh organization. To describe it more correctly, it was an integrated body of three pre-existing organizations called the Majorkhul Sporting Club, the Majorkhul Students Committee, and the Majorkhul Girls Union, which was functioning as a separate organizations for various purposes and objectives as their names indicated. It would be worthwhile to recapitulate the backgrounds of the said pre-existing organizations leading to the formation of M.Y.A. 1. The Majorkhul Sporting Club, which was formerly Christian as a body in 1954, was in fact a continuous sports movement of the Majorkhul villagers since the beginning of 1930s. When the youth of Majorkhul began to play the modern game of football seriously, football, cricket, tennis, volleyball, hockey, badminton, etc. were the modern games gradually introduced to Manipur by the Englishman. The Maharaja of Manipur, Sri Chorachand Singh, who got English education from Ajmer, provided good patronage not only to the indigenous Manipuri games, but also for the said modern sports, particularly the cricket. The Maharaja cricket team played so well that they would sometimes beat the visiting experienced English cricket team in Ceylon and some other places. In one occasion of the cricket match between the Maharaja's team of Manipur and the English team in Ceylon, the winning chance of the English team for one run by the last ball was overturned into victory of the Maharaja team by a wonderful catch of Ajona Kabui of Songpo. That was the measure of Maharaja Chorachand's deep interest and commitment in cricket game. While the tribal players took equal interest both in cricket and football, our brother Meitei's players had less interest in football. The reason was very simple. In those days, the Manipuri Hindu community felt uncomfortable with the idea of kicking and touching the ball made of leather, cowhide. Sri Singh Singh, former principal of Manipur College, aptly described the prevailing social attitude when he used to narrate his student days, and he would not be allowed to enter his home without taking bath after he had played or kicked a football. Therefore, the football game was played mostly by the Valley Cowboys, including Majorkhul, Nongthombam, and Kapulong, etc. In those days, the students from the hills coming down to Imphal for study had no boarding, lodging, or hotel facilities of their stay except in Cowboy villages of Majorkhul Valley, Imphal Valley. Naturally, the hill students studying at Cowboy villages also play football, associating with the Cowboy players. Mention may be that of Mr. R. Cutting from Ukrul, later Indian ambassador to Myanmar. When he, as a student, was staying at Majorkhul, was a good organizer and player of Majorkhul football team. Later, Mr. Young Association, late Chief Minister of Manipur, as a student from Ukrul, also stayed at Majorkhul for some time. Recently, seeing that the Chief Minister of Manipur stayed at Kapulong as a student. Most of the hill students play football as most enjoyable game. Since there was no organized tournament of the football game in those days, the Cowboy village football team used to organize friendly matches among themselves. At one stage, Majorkhul football team was considered as one of the best teams. They also play volleyball with intensity of interest. In 1934, two Manipur princes, Buddhachandra Singh and his younger brother, Priyobata Singh, who stayed from April to August at the British Bungalow, adjoining to the north-east boundary of Majorkhul village, frequently took part in the volleyball games in Majorkhul. This spirit of sport inculcated in the feature of the Majorkhul adults and youth could not be wiped out easily by the shocks and suffering of the Japan war bombing during 1942 to 45. After the war in 1948, when Majorkhul re-established its village, the other villagers encouraged the youngsters to take interest in games and sport. In 1950, a football tournament of children about 10 to 12 years of age was organized at Old Majorkhul Playground, the area occupied by the present Intra-Park and Assembly Hall, in which 3 teams of Kapulong, Majorkhul, and Nongthombam participated. In Majorkhul, it was made compulsory for every youth and student to turn up to the playground every evening for a game of football or any other forms of games or physical exercises. They will impose fine 4 annas, equivalent to 25 pies on every absentee. The Majorkhul village sports team, which had been active since 1930s, was eventually constituted as a Majorkhul Sporting Club in 1954 with Siri Paumetu as its chairman and Siri Pogongolmai as secretary. Though the number of sports persons were very few in this small village, it is really a pleasing consolation to note that the Majorkhul Sporting Club once lifted the trophy of the state level junior championship of Manipur and also produce a good football player, such as our Tampifon, one of the best goalkeeper, and Sri Borongai Golnai, who participate in most coveted Sir Jorachan Memorial Cup Tournament, popularly known as the CC Meet, and who as a state player represent the football team which was the champion of CC Meet in 1965. Since the institution of Sri Jorachan Memorial Cup Tournament in 1950, the football game became very popular in Manipur. The Majorkhul Students Committee was formed in 1954 during summer vacation in a small meeting held at the premise of the Majorkhul LP School by a few young students, namely Amuton, Kongku, Toina, Mejilong, and Ramumai, in order of seniority. All in the age group of 15 to 16 years, reading in the standard 8 to 10 in Tombisna High School, which was the nearest high school to Majorkhul in walking distance of 5 minutes. Till then, representation making against the British authorities and one has passed out matriculation from Majorkhul. The committee was formed with the intention to reactivate and continue the moral education program of Sunday school started by the village elders just after the Second World War. All the young students were made members of MSc, but not the few senior students who were older than the said organizer were not included, as they might no longer need attending the Sunday school. About 2 months later, the Majorkhul Students Committee set up a separate body called Majorkhul Girls Union, exclusively for the little girls, with same aims and objects. The Majorkhul Student Committee made Mr. Amuton first president according to seniority. Mr. Kamomai was made the general secretary and Mejilong was education secretary who was in charge of the Sunday school. The next president was Mr. Kompu in order of seniority, and then Mr. Athoina was made president, who held the post till the integration of Majorkhul Student Committee and Majorkhul Girls Union with the Majorkhul Sporting Club to convert into the Majorkhul Young Association in 1958. The original inspiration for such modern social organization of Majorkhul Student Committee came from the Majorkhul village elders who has faced untold sufferings during the Second World War due to bombing on Imphal town by the Japanese warplanes in May 1942. Majorkhul, which had 42 houses situated on the roadside of Maxwell Bazaar, present Mahatma Gandhi Avenue, Imphal, deserted the village, running away to different places for life and refuge. Soon after, when the intensity of the bombing had ceased, most of the dislocated population of Imphal began to return to their respective homes and residences. But the British political agent of Manipur specifically banned the Majorkhul villagers to return to their old village. Therefore, in 1945, the Majorkhul householders who had dispersed to different directions and places of Manipur and even outside Manipur collected themselves together and made a temporary settlement at a place called Pangkong. It's about 10 kilometers southeast of Imphal town to prepare for a big fight against the mighty British authority till they allow Majorkhul villagers to resettle at its old village site. As soon as they settled at Pangkong, the first and foremost things the Majorkhul elders took up was establishment of school for the small children. This was the first ever school established by Majorkhul in Majorkhul village for the Majorkhul children. Among the village elders and others in Pangkong, very few of them could read and write Manipuri in Bengali scripts. Siri Anam Kulakwa of Pangkong village, who had read up to class 2 standard, was serving as a head lambu of the British. Among the householders, Siri Gichaima and Siri Anaipa were capable of reading and writing Manipuri fluently. But as they were not literate enough even to properly draft a petition to represent their right and case with the British authority, they feel humiliated and helpless without education to sustain their avowed struggle against the British authorities. Therefore, in 1945, itself in Pangkong, the Majorkhul elders enforced compulsory education for every child and to attend new school. 8 annas, equivalent to 50 paise per houses, were collected from 16 houses of Pangkong to pay for a teacher. Siri Maipat Longway of Biren village was the first teacher. After him, Siri Panti Gangpao of Besantong, a former Majorkhul villager. And lastly, Siri Sahem Long of Kakulong village. Besides the compulsory education for the children, the elders also imposed upon themselves to attend adult education. Classes run by themselves every evening in the dim light of lantern, with Siri Kampur as a teacher, until every one of them could write at least their respective signature. The village elders who had prepared to face the challenge of the British authorities were determined that no Majorkhul men should make thumb impression on the petition. Representation making against the British authority, and they succeeded. Every one of them would sign their signature. In 1958, the Majorkhul Young Association was constituted by the integration of the prevailing existing sport club, student committee, and girls' union, and it became an all-comprehensive organization. More senior others were included into it. Mr. Mangthoi Thaime, who was the senior most among the members, was made the president. The village authority, with full trust, assigned the M.Y.A to take the responsibilities of looking after the youths and students with the traditional Kangchu and Luchu within brigade, boys and girls dormitory, had been headed to for the development of youths in respect of health, moral character, culture activities within brigade, song, dance, games, sports, martial arts, and spiritual advancement, and plus the modern education of sufferings under the British rule, the forced eviction of Majorkhul unlawfully from their own village. This problem faced during the transition period from pre-war society to post-war modern society. The aspiration of the elders to see their posterity of great sports response to the humiliation suffered under the British authorities. Therefore, the M.Y.A is not just an organization of the young men of Majorkhul. The M.Y.A has two guardians had for them. The sufferings and sacrifice of the elders could be considered, redressed, and compensated only through every of the members in the M.Y.A. During the half-a-century existence, some members of M.Y.A have turned out at the state level as well as the national level players in the field of football, table tennis, basketball, tennis, badminton, and women cricket. Some of the M.Y.A members have become engineers, doctors, lawyers, officers, school teachers, college principals, university professors, municipal councillors, MLAs, MP, minister in the state as well as in the center. We wish this humble achievement of the youth would give a little bit of solace to the departed souls of our forefathers who have suffered and made sacrifice with lofty dream for their posterity. Thank you. Ekoi Miyam Kai Kumnava Chief Guest na M.Y.A Golden Jubilee Souvenir Hampidani Masigi Damasta.